But then, on September 28th, 2009, everything changed. For the first time in 25 years, Nickelodeon and its whole family changed their logos. And if you ask me, these logos look more generic and samey than the older ones. In December 2009, Nick magazine published its last regular issue. However, it briefly returned in 2015. Now it's the 2010s. On July 1st, 2010, Avatar: The Last Airbender became the first Nicktoon to be made into a live-action movie, but it wasn't very good. And then the Fairly Odd Parents decided to do the same thing in 2011, which came at a relevant time considering the show was turning 10. Sadly, however, Jimmy Neutron Infinity War closed down after 8 years, probably because Jimmy Neutron stopped airing long before this occurrence. During this time, Nickelodeon started airing shows of already existing pieces of media. And I'm not talking about just the DreamWorks co-productions either. On February 29th, 2012, Moose and Z were retired from Nick after 9 years. And in October, Nick Jr. went back to having a nighttime block in the form of Nick Mom. It was also around this time Nick shows were unwatchable. For instance, they started airing Fred, the show, making it the first Nick show to be based on YouTube material. The show was so bad that it was cancelled after one stupid season. Bear with me here, about 99% of all Nick shows that premiered after 2013 are garbage, so I won't even bother mentioning most of them anymore. But in 2014, the Kids' Choice Awards got a spin-off in the form of Kids' Choice Sports, but unlike KCA, KCS would air at a different point in the year. In 2015, however, some pretty interesting things occurred. Some good, and some bad. Nick clearly wanted its fans to get a taste of that nostalgia juice, so they did a few things to quench their thirst. For instance, Invader Zim returned as a comic book series, and Noggin was brought back from the dead. Except now it was no longer a cable channel, but rather a streaming service. And finally, Teen Nick introduced the Splat, which is a nighttime block that airs Nick's older content. In February 2015, SpongeBob released its second movie, Sponge Out of Water. And on April 6, 2015, this absolute monstrosity of a show premiered. Make It Pop. Or as I like to call it, Nick's attempt at making a live-action anime. Seriously, words cannot describe how much I hate this show. Thankfully, it's been cancelled after just 16 measly months, and with luck, Nick will ever air it again. But then again, Nick's always hyper-focused on SpongeBob, so yeah. And it seems though Nick really wants some nostalgia juice going, as they nabbed 4 of their old properties back and decided to make movies out of them. 2 of them aired on the channel itself, while the other 2 went to Netflix in 2019. On August 11th, 2016, 5 years ago today, Nick Animation celebrated its 25th anniversary. And on September 9th of the year, Nick Music arrived to replace MTV Hits. But on March 13th, 2017, a very terrifying thing happened. SpongeBob SquarePants creator Stephen Hillenburg was diagnosed with ALS, and it was guaranteed to kill him in a year or so. Hillenburg announced that he would continue to work on the show for as long as he could. In 2018, Double Dare returned, and it was slimier than ever. However, longtime show creators Butch Hartman and Dan Schneider left Nick after so many years for both. Also, Sima Zargami left the channel, and she was replaced with current Nick president at the time this is being recorded, Brian Robbins. And now on to the saddest event in all of 2018. On November 26th, 2018, Stephen Hillenburg's ALS had finally killed him. And every SpongeBob fan, big and small, went into mourning. This officially made Stephen the first Nicktoon creator to pass away. In January 2019, Viacom acquired Pluto TV, a free streaming service. So now Pluto TV had shows from Nickelodeon and Nick Jr. available on it. On March 19th, 2019, the Splat was replaced with NickRewind. NickRewind continues to broadcast as of 2021. Around this time, Nickelodeon officially acquired the comic strip Garfield, with plans to make a new animated series starring the Garfield cast sometime in the future. We now enter 2020, which was without a doubt the worst year of the 21st century so far. Ugh. Around this time, the new streaming platform Disney Plus debuted, and in order to compete with Disney's new streaming service, Viacom made their own. And they included nearly every Nick show, but CBS All Access didn't last long, because on March 4th, 2021, it became Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is making new revamped versions of Nick classics, such as a CGI reboot of Rugrats and a newer, more modern iCarly. Well, looks like we made it to the end. Nickelodeon is still going strong after 40 plus years, and many cable-having people, including myself, remember it fondly. Where do you suppose we'd be without Nick? Imagine a world without any slime, or Kids' Choice Awards, or orange blimps, or talking popsicle sticks, or talking babies, or a crazy sketch comedy, or famous web shows, or a duo of stepbrothers, or fairy godparents, or blue dogs, or yellow pollywogs, or boy geniuses, or a cat-dog hybrid, or happy happy joy joy, or alien invaders, or teenage robots, or sea sponges who live in pineapples. That would be a terrible world to live in. I'm just going to say it one more time. Happy 30th birthday, Doug, Rugrats, and Ren and Stimpy.